All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Turn On Tuesday. Let's all take a deep breath, roll our shoulders back, shake our tatas a little bit, get present, get comfortable because we are about to get real. Hello. Today, we're having some real talk, okay? Because I've been talking to a lot of women that are struggling with their partners, okay? And this is an important live that is going to help you help your man shift back into his king energy without depleting you, without frustrating you, without making you feel like you have to be his babysitter or his boss or anything like that. Because what I want for you, and I know what you want for yourself, is to get back on the road to limitless luxury and total embodied satisfaction and unstoppable success and pleasure and joy and fun and living like that life and being in that vibe, but united together with the man that you love, right? We're not doing all this personal development and working hard in our businesses and like making the dreams come true so that we feel lonely or unsupported or not getting what we want and need from the person that we've chosen to spend our life with and to build with. So I'm going to break it all down for you because you deserve that kind of happiness, but also your man does too. Like, right? He's your best friend, he's your partner. We're going to get into it today. All right. But before we do, I just wanted to introduce myself. Hi. In case you don't know me, my name is Michelle Kinan. I'm also known as the Have It All Queen. That's kind of my thing. And I'm also the founder of the Embodied Satisfaction Method. And right now I'm doing this live because I, I've been talking to so many women that have been having the struggle, and also I've been going through it too. And that's some real talk. And the reason that I'm sharing all of this is I want you to have the opportunity from all of that crap that's going on out there in this crazy world. Like, there's so much messed up stuff that's going on. I want your relationship, I want your home to be like a safe, supportive, nurturing space full of love, full of possibility, full of all of your dreams coming true, and also for your man, and also like for your kids, for those of you that are moms, to like to see it, right? To be the one to break the generational curses and trauma and patterns and to like really, really live it exactly as you want it to be. So if you are watching live, say hi. Let me know that you are here. I love to know who I'm talking to. And if you're catching the replay, do hashtag replay and leave any questions, any comments. Let me know that you're here. I want to get to know you. I want to support you in all this. And I want to give you all of the information that you need. And also, I want you to know, guys, for those of you that are new to my world, you also know that I am the founder of the legendary Goddess Wife School. And Goddess Wife School is so amazing that actually we're about to double the price for Goddess Wife School starting on May 1st in less than 2 weeks. And I know so many of you are interested in Goddess Wife School, curious about Goddess Wife School, that you need it in your lives and in your relationship. So you have for the rest of April to get it at the current price before it more than doubles in price. I wanted to give my community that last chance. You can go to goddesswifeschool.com to learn more. Just shoot me a DM, no pressure. I'll just like send you all the information about that. I want you to have that. And that's why I'm doing this live, right? It's in service to all the women out there that want to feel like a goddess in your lives every day and also in your relationships every day too, right? You want to feel taken care of. You want to feel like everything's working out for you. You can just like lean back and be supported and loved up. And some of you want your man to be a mind reader and like know what you want and give it to you. And yes, that does happen, by the way, in my world, it does, but it takes some things to get there, right? So what do you do if and when your man isn't showing up in your life the way that you know that he's capable of, right? Like he might be tired, he might be grumpy, maybe he's not fun to be around, he's not supporting you like he used to, maybe he's not being the dad that he needs to be to like your kids. And after like a while of this, right? Maybe you're starting to feel unattracted to him, like you don't have that turn on in your relationship, like you stop feeling like excited when he comes home, like you stop feeling like you want to do nice or special things for him, right? Like things kind of feel like, everything's working, every day, like you guys are together, you're building your businesses, you're paying your bills, like you're buying nice things, like all that kind of stuff, but like below the surface, things don't feel the way that you want them to feel. And everything else that you're doing in your life is great, right? Like you're doing self-care and you are investing in yourself and you are having beautiful experiences and you're making your home beautiful and you're doing like mind body and soul work and you have a business coach and like all that kind of stuff, right? Like you're in a good place, all the structures there, but underneath the surface, and when you shut the laptop, when you put down the phone, when you stop working in your business and you're like next to your man, something just feels off or like it's missing and you're not really happy about it. And so the things that you might be doing are like, trying to push him or remind him or have like deeper conversations, or maybe you might even be like arguing with him about some things, right? Because it's like you see him and he's amazing, right? Like you didn't marry some schlubby fool, right? Like that's not you. Like you married an amazing guy, right? He like inspired you. He's like maybe he has his own business or he's like moving up in his career, right? Like he's doing his things, like and you remember when you met him that you were like, wow, like and when you married him, you're like, oh my God, this is my husband. I'm so proud. Like, he's like out there representing you in the world. But now you look at him and like he's doing his responsibilities, right? Maybe he's taking out the trash or he's like fixing up the house or like, whatever, driving the kids to school. But there's something deeper that is missing. And every time you try to talk to him about it, somehow it like turns into a fight or he misunderstands you, or maybe you feel like kind of superior to him or like you're further along with him. And like, do you know what I'm talking about? Like, and the reason I'm talking about it like this is because, like, real talk, I have been there in my relationship, and 100% real talk, these are the kinds of conversations that we have in Goddess Wife School. And these are the kinds of things that we shift in our relationships really, really, really quickly. Okay. So I want to give you hope if that's what you're going through. But I'm sharing this because if that's going on with you, you're not alone. It's kind of like an epidemic, right? Like of powerful women, strong women, spiritual women, growth oriented women that get to this point with their husbands that they just don't feel like their man is like meeting them in that place. And even worse, the energy that he's putting off is like, he's tired, he's burnt out, he's overworked, he's doing all of the things, but it just feels like not enough to you. And then that becomes a thing, right? Like he feels like he's showing up, you feel like it's not enough, he's pissed about that, you're unfulfilled, and it feels like, how the hell do you solve that? Right? Like how do you get out of that pattern where like your man feels like a martyr, or he just feels like, why can't you just back into that place that when you looked at him, like, do you remember that? Remember looking at your man and being like, wow, just impressed with him and just proud of him and being like, that's my man. And like, he's on my level or he's leading me or he's teaching me. Like, how do you get to that kind of place without what you're doing right now, which is actually making a bigger distance between you? Okay. Maybe he's sucking your energy, right? Maybe like you're preoccupied with the arguments that you're having or just how things aren't good enough. And right? Like if you're doing personal development work, you know that you can't afford to let a problem like that get any bigger because it's going to affect your health. It's going to affect your success. It's going to affect your future together. So what do you do, right? It's going to affect your creativity. It's going to affect your money making. Like, how are you going to show up as this boss bitch that like has it all, that everything's amazing, when like what's going on behind the scenes is you're actually not super fulfilled with your man, even though he says he's doing all the things and you can't put your finger on it. And you definitely don't want to be his teacher or his guide or anything like that. So I'm going to get really personal here. Okay. Like one of the ways that I teach is by being an example. And I don't bullshit. Okay. I don't just pretend everything's fucking perfect when it's not. Like, I'm a real woman. As much as I'm a real goddess, I'm a real woman too. Okay. This happened in my relationship. Okay. I lived that in my relationship. And also, I've been talking to a lot of women who are frustrated with their husbands and their partners too, or either current, or for all my single ladies out there that are not in relationships right now, it's because you've been frustrated. You've had that experience. Okay. And this is a pandemic. This is its own epidemic right now. Okay. That's why I'm here, because these are good men, right? You guys aren't picking like, deadbeats or, jerks or like anything like that. These are good men. And you know that he's trying, right? Like, you see him trying, you see him doing the work. He's doing house projects, he's supporting the family, like, so what do you do when you're at this impasse with your man where everything that you try to do is feels like it's pushing him, but it's pushing him away? Okay. I need to give you real talk on this right now. What you're doing to him, what you're trying to do to bring him up to your level, is not only not working, it's having the opposite effect. You see that it's happening, but I want to be honest 100%. Like, you just need to understand that what you're doing is having the opposite effect. Because what you're doing to him is you're treating him and you're pushing him and you're using your energy in a way that you actually do not like, right? It's not feel good to look at your man and be like, I wish he was different. I wish he was better. I wish he would step up. I wish, right? And you're starting to tell yourself stories in your head, whether you know it or not, that he's not good enough, that he's not on your level, that he can't do it, that you always have to be the one, the leader, the guide, that you're more conscious, that you're more spiritual, that you're more further along. Like, why can't he meet you in this place? And mama, this is what I got to tell you. This energy, this point of view, this story that you're embedding in your mind is the problem right here and right now. And the tactics that you're using try to get him to step up is what is not only keeping him down, but it's actually repelling him. Is repulsed by that energy, and he doesn't want to have anything to do with that, and he doesn't want to have anything to do with you when you come at him in that way. But you keep doing that, and I get it. I totally get it, girl. I get it. I've been there. Because you're frustrated and you're tired and you're undersexed, and you want things to feel orgasmic and pleasurable, and you want him to like come home every day being like, babe, look at what I did, like, look at this money that I made, this deal that I closed, like this real estate that I bought, this present that I got you, this date that I planned for you, like this trip that I want to take you on, like talking about your future, your dreams, like your hopes, right? That's what you want. That's what he wants too, right? Like, a good man that's in his masculine, that's in his divine masculine energy, is in his hero energy, and he wants to bring that home to his woman. But there needs to be that space in the relationship. There needs to be that place of receptivity and safety and deep love and connection in a partnership for him to feel excited to come back and to share that with you and to join forces with you. And this cycle that you're in, this cycle of shame and blame and frustration and doubt and condescending and limited thinking about what is possible for him, and also, thinking that you know what's best for him, how he's supposed to do it in order to get there. Babe, all of that is what is a huge part of keeping you stuck in why it's not working. Now, I'm real talk, and I'm also all my girls, all my goddesses know I'm tough love, and I'm tough love for a reason. It's because I want it to be different for you. I want you to have a different experience, and I want your man to have a different experience. Okay. And I'm talking to women in relationships, right? Because a lot of women out there that have been burned before are like, fuck men. Like, why do I have to be the one? Why should I be the one? Like, it's not my responsibility. They're in that place of not being in the energy of partnership. But look, when you're partners with someone, whether you're business partners or life partners, your goal is to continue to show up together for their best and for your best. right? I call that a 100-100 relationship where you get everything you want, he gets everything he wants. You guys are showing up as your highest and your best, and it's juicy and it's loving and it's supportive. And that's when you join resources and you can make anything that you want happen and everything that you want happen. There's no compromise, there's no giving up on yourself, on your dreams, on your desires. You both get everything that you want. That's possible for you. That's possible for every relationship, especially for you mamas if you are have been doing the work with yourself, the inner work, the mindset work, if you've been getting coached, if you're into living that kind of exemplary life and you're not into being in the status quo, okay? This is for you. This is this message for you. But the more you push that energy in your relationship, the more you look at him in that kind of way, not only does he not want to show up or do the bare minimum, but you're actually solidifying a dynamic in your relationship where the motivating factor keeps coming from you, and not only from you but from you pushing, from you showing up in a way that feels like shit for you, from you showing up in a way that feels gross to you, right? Like you don't want to be his mom, you don't want to be his boss, you don't want to be the one that's in charge or running the show. So you got to stop doing that. You got to stop doing that because there's no space for him to show up the way that you want. And even if he did, it would still be coming from you pushing in this way. And it would also be fueled by shame on his part, on feeling unworthy and like a disappointment and not good enough, and on being submissive and following you, which is not what you want and not what he wants either. So what do you do? What are you supposed to do? All of you that are like, yes, right? Like if you feel me, if you understand what I'm talking about, leave a comment. Like if you feel like this is something that you've been going through, like I want you to write like hero energy. Like I want hero energy in the comments, or I want you to shoot me a DM. This is really important. And it's also really changeable because it's just a pattern that you're stuck in. And you're just using tactics and strategies and energy that you know how to do that. You know how to push, you know how to shame, you know how to criticize, you know how to micromanage. A lot of you might have been watching your moms do this to your dads growing up. Like you might have been seeing a lot of this. And so you're sort of reliving that. Okay. But there's a different way. There's a different way that's about you feeling good. There's a different way that's about you being in your turn on. There's a different way that's about you connecting to your inspiration and what you desire and activating your unique goddess blueprint, your unique goddess energy, right? Who you are, not trying to be, a feminine ideal or like some 1950s housewife or like talking very gentle, or like whatever, like your version of your highest and your best self. Because what happens when you take all the focus off of him and you put it on yourself and you start to take care of yourself and your energy and you start to show up as a juicy goddess in your relationship and truly in all parts of your life, is that the energy starts to shift in your dynamic. In any relationship, this is the really cool thing. This is why I work exclusively with women. I don't have to work with couples for instant changes to happen in relationship like this. When you shift your energy in a dynamic, the other person has to shift how they respond, how they show up, like who they are, because nothing's the same. You have that power. That is the power of showing up in a goddess in your relationship. And when you are able to take all of the focus off of him, all of the stress off of him, and start to do and be who you want to be and how you want to be in your relationship, things start to change, right? Activating and embodying your unique goddess blueprint. The second thing, the second thing is being unapologetic about what you want. But a lot of you are being unapologetic in a way that is bitchy, is demanding, is pushy, is unloving. And I say it not with blame, but with love, because I've been there. And you can imagine if the tables were turned, how it would make you want to show up, what you would do, who you would be if your man thought that you were slow or incapable or not as good as him or not doing things in the right way or on the right timeline or according to his standards and his way. You know what reaction that you would have. So being unapologetic about your desire does not mean being a bitch that demands everything that she wants. because I've tried that and you're trying that too, and it's not working. It is wanting without apology, clearly desiring with your heart as much as with your mind, with your heart, being in that and inviting your man, letting him hear and feel that desire so that he can meet you in that place and join forces with the juicy goddess that you are to activate your divine partnership together. That's what embodied satisfaction is about. That is what my embodied satisfaction method does. That is what Goddess Wife School is built on, the fundamentals of what Goddess Wife School is built on. And that's why I'm giving you a last chance to get it at the current price before we more than double it on May 1st, goddesswifeschool.com, because I want you to have this experience where you're watching your man go from burnt out and overworked and feeling like he can't do good enough and he isn't doing right and nothing's ever done, because Lord, you know he's doing a lot. You know he's doing a lot. You know he's a good man, but you want him to show up in a different energy. You want him to meet you in a place of creation and inspiration and fun, right? Remember when you used to have fun with your man? Because when you're in that place, when you join forces in that place in divine partnership, money flows so much easier. Like all of your desires start to come true because he starts to show up inspired to meet you, to give you all of the things that you want instead of feeling bullied or criticized or disappointed or shamed into showing up. And then he's kind of just like, whatever, half-ass about it, if he even shows up at all, right? Which causes that separation. Showing up as your best, showing up as your goddess, being 100% unapologetic, wanting what you want and wanting from your heart and truly from your pussy too, from like those desire places, not just like what it should be and what it's supposed to be, the how, you don't need to know the how. He wants to show up and give you the how. He needs a space to show up and give you that how. That's how he goes from martyr to hero. That's how he goes from uninspired and no energy and sort of like doing enough but not being where you know you want him to be. Like when you elevate in that way, your man wants to elevate to meet you there. And from that place, that's when everything feels really good. That's when you're like, oh, that's why we're working so hard. That's why we're doing all these things. Like, that's why we're making, this money and investing our time and just like grinding together, and actually that's the other thing is like, you get to grind less, right? Because you don't have to be the one to figure everything out and do all the planning and know the how and organize and like run the show all the time. He gets to step up in his role, in his purpose in your relationship, as well as the hero in the world that he wants to be. And that's what I want for you. That's what I want for every woman. And so that's why I'm here, because I want to give you hope. I want to also give you the tools and the way to make that real in your relationship to get you out of this cycle of frustration with your man. Because as frustrated as you are, as unsatisfied as you are, he is just as unsatisfied and just as frustrated. And it's so, I don't want to say easy, but it is easy. It's simple, it's juicy, it's pleasurable to shift it so that you can live like a goddess wife. You can live like a goddess wife. And trust me, I grew up in Queens, the daughter of like refugees to this country. I didn't learn any of this stuff. I didn't see this stuff growing up. This was not modeled to me. This is not, from all my parents and family and all that. Like, but this is where we are now. This is what's possible for you now. This is what I help women step up into now, into relationships where your man does things that he never did before, where he shows up for you in ways where you were like, oh, my man won't do that. He's not a lovey-dovey guy. He doesn't buy flowers. He doesn't plan dates. Bullshit. He's just not inspired and in the energy of doing that, but he will, and he wants to, he's ready to, once you make the shift. And I want you to have that. So if you want that, you can shoot me a DM, or you can just go to goddesswifeschool.com. Price doubles on May 1st. If you have any questions, just shoot me a DM. Zero pressure. I just have like hundreds of testimonials from super satisfied women like you that are truly living the relationship of their dreams from the women. And also, I get the letters from their husbands and from their partners too, that are just like, thank you. Thank you for helping my wife become this woman, be this woman that I just want to show up for and take care of and impress and provide for and be my highest and best self for. Like, we're kingmakers. You can be a kingmaker in your relationship. And I want you to feel what that's like, because it's fucking hot. And it'll make your wildest dreams come true. All right, so I'm gonna go. I hope you enjoyed this live. If you know a woman that really needs to see this, could really deserve to have this kind of relationship, please tag her, please share this video with her. Get into my DMs. I want to help you become a kingmaker in your relationship and feel what it's like to truly be a totally supported, successful, and satisfied goddess wife that gets everything, everything, everything from your man, just because you feel juicy and turned on and you are 100% clear about what you want, so that your man gets to show up and give it to you. That's the goddess wife life. I hope to see you inside my goddess wife school before the price doubles. Smart goddesses know. And yeah, I'm excited to talk to you more. So I love you guys so much. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.